In this video, I'm going to be going through the Chapter 4 final review. Number 1 says the number y of songs that can be stored on an MP3 player varies inversely with the average size x of a song. A certain MP3 player can store 3,000 songs when the average size of a song is 5 megabytes. Find the number of songs that will fit on the MP3 player when the size of a song is 4 megabytes. So, when it says it varies inversely, remember this is in the form y equals k over x. So, I have, tells me 3,000 songs is my y, and my x is 5. So I have 3,000 equals k over 5. I want to isolate my 5, so I'm going to multiply both sides by, or isolate my k, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. Gives me 15,000 equals k. So my equation is y equals 15,000 over x. And then I need to go ahead and plug in 4, because it asks me how many songs can it store when it's 4 megabytes. So I want to do this one on my calculator. 15,000 divided by 4 gets me 3,750. Okay, number 2 says the time in weeks it takes workers to complete a project varies inversely with the number x of workers. It takes 4 workers 7 weeks to complete the project. Determine the number of weeks it would take 14 workers to complete the project. So x is my workers, weeks is my y. So I have 7 equals k over 4. I'm going to isolate my variable. Multiply both sides by 4. K equals 28. So my equation is y equals 28 over x. Then I want to plug in 14, which is 2 weeks. Okay, these ones want me to write the function in the form g of x equals a over x minus h plus k, then describe my transformations, state domain, range, all asymptote equations, and intercepts. So, first thing I'm going to do is to get this in the form, I need to do long division. So I'm going to do x plus 1 dividing 4x plus 5. So I need to figure out what I need to multiply this by to turn it into 4. That is going to be 4. So I'm going to do my scratch work off to the side. 4 times x plus 1 gives me 4x plus 4. So if I fill that in right here, 4x plus 4, I want to subtract that away. So my 4x's cancel out, and I'm left with 1. So that means I have 1 over x plus 1. So to rewrite this, it's going to be g of x equals 1 over x plus 1 plus 4. That's the first thing it asks me. Then it wants me to describe my transformations. So the number with the x is moving it left or right, opposite the sign. So it's shifting left 1. And the 4 at the end means it's going up 4. My domain is everything except my vertical asymptote, which I can find. I want to take the denominator and I set it equal to 0, not equal to 0. So I get x can't equal negative 1. That is my vertical asymptote. So my domain is going to be negative infinity to negative 1, and then negative 1 to positive infinity. My range has a horizontal asymptote. If these are the same exponent, I just divide the coefficient, so 4 divided by 1. So y can't equal 4 for my horizontal asymptote. And then my range is going to be negative infinity to 4, and then 4 to infinity. Okay, so same idea for number 4. I'm going to set this up. I'm doing x minus 2 going into 6x plus 5. So this one I need to multiply it by 6. Which gets me 6x minus 12. I want to change these signs. The 6x's cancel out, and I have 17. So this is going to be 17 over 6x plus 5 plus 6. Oh, no, it's not over 6x plus 5, it's over x minus 2. Because that's what I divided by. So this one, that's my function. This one is a vertical stretch of 17. Right 2, up 6. My vertical asymptote is going to be x minus 2 can't equal 0. I add 2 to both sides. X can't equal 2. Then I'm just going to find my horizontal asymptote right now. 6 divided by 1 is y can't equal 6 for my horizontal asymptote. My domain is negative infinity to 2, 2 to infinity. My range is negative infinity to 6, 6 to infinity. Finally, same thing for number 5. I'm going to do x minus 4 dividing 3x minus 6. So this one I need to multiply it by 3, which gets me 3x minus 12. Change my signs. 3x's cancel out, and I'm left with 6. So 6 over x minus 4 plus 3. This is a vertical stretch of 6, the number on top. Shifts right 4. Up 3. My vertical asymptote, I take and set not equal to 0. X can't equal 4. My horizontal asymptote, I divide my coefficients, so y can't equal 3. My domain is going to be negative infinity to 4, 4 to infinity. My range is going to be negative infinity to 3, 3 to infinity. Okay, numbers 6 through 8 just want me to state the domain, range, and any vertical and horizontal asymptotes. So, on this one, to find my vertical asymptote, I take my denominator and set it not equal to 0. So, that is my vertical asymptote. My horizontal asymptote, my exponent is larger on the denominator than it is the numerator. That means it is going to also be 0. And then I just go ahead and my domain and range. So negative infinity to 0, 0 to infinity. And it's the same for my range because I have the same number. On number 7, again, x can't equal 0 for my vertical asymptote. Y can't equal 0 for my horizontal, because my exponent on the variable is larger on the denominator than the numerator. And my domain and range are the same again. Over here, on this next one, my horizontal, or my vertical asymptote, I want to take the denominator and set that equal to 0. X equals 3, or x can't equal 3, sorry. And that's my vertical asymptote. For my horizontal, I divide my coefficients, so y can't equal 1/2 for my horizontal. Then I do my domain and range. So negative infinity to 3, 3 to infinity. I take my vertical asymptote and put it with domain. And then for range, it's negative infinity to 1/2, 1/2, to infinity. These ones want me to simplify my expressions and then write any restrictions. So I want to factor as much as possible. The numerator can't factor here, but the denominator I can pull out an x. So I can cancel out an x. That leaves me with 3x over 5x plus 2. X can't equal 0 because I crossed that out. And then I want to take the other part that I have in parentheses and also set that not equal to 0. So subtract 2, 5x can't equal negative 2. Divide by 5, x can't equal negative 2/5. Over here on number 10, I can factor out an x cubed from my numerator. That's going to be 6x minus 1 over 2x to the 4th. I can reduce those by 3, so that's going to change this to 1. I'm left with 6x minus 1 over 2x, and that's as far as I can go there. X can't equal 0. This one I want to factor. I'm looking for what multiplies to negative 5 and adds to negative 4. That's negative 5 and positive 1. On the denominator, I'm looking for what multiplies to positive 10 and adds to negative 7. That's negative 5 and negative 2. My x minus 5's cancel out, so I have x plus 1 over x minus 2. And then x can't equal 5, x can't equal 2, opposite the signs of the numbers in my denominator. These ones want me to simplify it and then state any restrictions. So kind of like numbers 9 through 11, except I have division. So I want to start off by flipping the second fraction. And turning it into multiplication. Then it looks exactly like what we were doing in 9 through 11. So I want to factor. So I'm looking for what multiplies to negative 6 and adds to negative 1. That's negative 3. And positive 2. On the denominator, I can factor out 3x cubed, which leaves me with x plus 2. Then I'm multiplying by 6x cubed over x minus 3. Oops, that's not in parentheses. So, things I can cancel out. I have an x minus 3 on the top and bottom. I have an x plus 2 on the top and bottom. I have a 3x cubed on the top and bottom. This is just going to leave me with 2. And then x can't equal negative 2, x can't equal 3. Same thing for number 13. I want to flip the second fraction and turn it into multiplication. Then I want to factor. I'm looking for what multiplies to negative 6 and adds to positive 1. That is negative 2 and positive 3. On the denominator, I'm looking for what multiplies to 12 and adds to 7. That's positive 3 and 4. On my second fraction, I'm looking for what multiplies to negative 12 and adds to positive 1. That is negative 3 and positive 4. And then on my second fraction, what multiplies to negative 6 and adds to negative 5. That's negative 3 and negative 2. Then I want to cancel out. I have x plus 3 on the top and bottom, x minus 2 on the top and bottom, x plus 4 on the top and bottom, x minus 3 on the top and bottom. I have to have a number, so 1 is what I have left over. X can't equal negative 3, x can't equal negative 4, x can't equal positive 3, and x can't equal positive 2. All of these came from opposite signs of my denominator. Numbers 14 and 15 want me to simplify the sum, so I want to go ahead and factor to see if I can combine these. On the denominator of my first fraction, I'm looking for what multiplies to negative 24 and adds to negative 5. That's negative 8 and positive 3. Currently, they do not have matching denominators, so I need to make this match. I'm going to multiply by x plus 3 over x plus 3. So I have 7 over, I'm going to leave the denominator factored, x minus 8, x plus 3, plus, I'm going to distribute 3x plus 9 times x minus 8 over x plus 3. Combine like terms for my numerators, so that gives me 3x plus 16 over x minus 8 over x plus 3. I want to see if I can factor the numerator anymore. I cannot, so this is my final answer. Same thing on number 15. I want to factor my denominator. I'm looking for what multiplies to negative 18 and adds to positive 2. That is positive 9 and negative 2. So my second fraction is missing the x minus 2. Then my first term is going to stay the same. On my second one, I want to distribute. I get 6x minus 12. I'm going to leave the denominator factored. Combine like terms, that gives me 6x plus 2 over x plus 9, x minus 2. I can factor out a 2, that gives me 3x plus 1. over x plus 9, x minus 2. Nothing to cancel out, so that's as far as I can go. On my last two, I am solving these equations. What I want to do is I want to cross multiply. I'm going to take these two and multiply together. I have 4 times 2x plus 7 equals 2 times 6 plus x. And then I just distribute in, so I have 8x plus 28, 12 plus 2x. I want to get all of my variables on the same side. Subtract 6x, 2x plus 28 equals 12, subtract 28, 2x equals negative 16, divide by 2, x equals negative 8. Same thing over here. So I'm going to take those and multiply. I have 2 times 4x plus 5, and 6 times 2 plus x. Distribute. I get 8x plus 10, 12 plus 6x. I want to get all of my x's on the same side, so I'm going to subtract 6x. I get 2x plus 10 equals 12. Subtract 10 on both sides. 2x equals 2. Divide by 2. X equals 1.